warm welcome to our live coverage of the municipal elections from Sanquelim and Ponda. These elections are important because Sanquelim, as you are aware, is the Chief Minister's constituency, and last time he got quite a scare. And in Ponda, the Agriculture Minister Ravi Naik, long-time congressman, has a lot to prove because of his where he is in his latest avatar. So with me today are our, as you say, old guests. We have been doing this election. We were just talking before the thing that we've been doing this since the time of the assembly elections, and lot of people have been, have shot a lot of bullets at us. But unfortunately for them, and fortunately for us, we have come out right. I think the only channel I can say proudly that we have been right in our predictions. And one of the main reasons for this is our cephalogist Viraj Naik. Viraj Bab, welcome back to the election coverage. Giriraj Vennekar is the BJP spokesman and close friend of mine also. He's come here, I think, after a long time and seems to be traveling all around the globe. And Mohan Bab Deshprabhu, also close friend of mine from the Congress, very, very senior congressman, type of congressman that I'm sorry to say, we don't see too often in the present Congress today. Mohan Bab, welcome to our show. Viraj, give us a general, our other guests will be joining us. We have senior journalist Mahesh Gaonkar, as well as another analyst, advocate Siddharth Sawan. Viraj Bab.
So just a recap, Sanquelim has total 12 wards that are there in total, and Ponda has 15. In both the municipalities, 2 each have been elected unopposed. So Sanquelim, there are 10 constituencies where election is happening, and Ponda there are 13. The unopposed candidates that have won in Ponda are Vishwanath Dalvi and Vidya Punalekar, both belonging to the BJP. In Sanquelim, the victorious unopposed candidates are Riaz Khan of BJP and Praveen Lagon of Together for Sanquelim, which is supported by Dharmesh Saglani of the Congress. Coming to the voting percentages, as of 2 p.m., the voting percentage in Ponda is 53.49 and in Sanquelim it is 65.42. The highest is in ward number 11 in Sanquelim, where the percentage is 74.65. The lowest being in ward number 9, that is 57.71. Similarly, in Ponda, ward number 14 has the highest percentage at 60.29, and ward number 11 has the lowest percentage at 47.96. This is as of 2 p.m.
Yeah, and like by now we should be getting the figures, I think 4 p.m. now soon. And but Viraj, before we get into the thing, tell me how important are these municipal elections for the party, for the Chief Minister, for the new entrant into the BJP, the Agriculture Minister Ravi Naik? How important according to you?
See, as far as BJP is concerned, there is no election that is not important, be it panchayat election or any by-election or municipality. So every election, our entire machinery gets activated. We go to the people, and and unlike most political parties, our campaign always focuses around our work, and that is what we are doing in Ponda and Sanquelim. For example, when we look at the kind of development that has taken place in both these constituencies, of course, Sanquelim, the leader, Dr. Pramod Sawant, is leading the campaign there also. So I think, as far as importance is concerned, every election is important because ultimately it is the people who vote, and ultimately, we are here because of the people and their blessings. Ponda, again, when we talk about Ponda, as you rightly said, Agriculture Minister is now with the BJP. He's been a long time representative from Ponda. So I think it only strengthens our case, where BJP plus the support base that Mr. Naik has. I think it's a very, very good combination, and we are confident that we will get absolute majority in both the municipalities.
Okay, thank you. Now the Congress as Girdharaman Koshi म्हणला ते BJP takes all elections very seriously. Now पयलीची Congress also, especially municipality panchayat used to take very seriously. आता माचे कितें बदलला? What you feel?
During my time also, even I am of the opinion also, it is local self-government body there. Local self-government also basic amenities like sanitation, cleanliness, water, electricity, education, they are basic. अजून already politics involvement असून होणार. Even when I got elected in Party, I was in opposition. When the first council meeting in Sanquelim, I will remain in opposition. But however, for good work done by the president, असो स्टँड हांवें घेतला तो स्टँड हांव आज घेता की मुन्सिपल इलेक्शन चडशी पॉलिटिकल अफेर्स किंवा पॉलिटिकल इंट्रो कडेन हाडूंक पावना पण फॉर्च्युनेटली काय अनफॉर्च्युनेटली न्हू पण ती पॉलिटिक्स भितर येता आज तूं एग्रीकल्चर मिनिस्टराचें नांव घेता आनी आमी CM साहेबाचें नांव घेता आनी जे कॅन्डिडेट खरें काम केलें तांचे बद्दल आमी कांयच उलयना तरी आसतना आदलो रिकॉर्ड तुमकां सांगता की सदांच रोलिंग MLA जर असलो जाल्यार सदांच ऑपोजिशन म्युनिसिपालिटी येता वेयर इन लास्ट 25 years of experience of CCP where Manohar Bhai was getting elected and Babu was ruling the municipality. As far as Mapsa is concerned, Surendra Sirsat or Babu D'Souza was getting elected as MLA, Subhash Narvekar was ruling the municipality. In Marathon also, Raithorkar and Valmiki Palevu were ruling, whereas Babu Naik was getting elected as MLA. So then a combination कसे झाला पण work getup was बरं झालं. In Ponda, it was JB Gonsalves during our time, and against opposition Branco was there president. So त्यांना effectiveness येतात असे ना पण आता we see, let us see की impact of Ravi Naik and Mr. Chief Minister in both the constituencies is very high, and there is likely to for that group to get elected if I am not mistaken. But however, Sanquelim has a strong hold of Dharmesh Saglani and looks to be out of 12, at least 6 candidates of Dharmesh Saglani will get elected. असे दिसतं.
मोहन बाब, थँक यू. महेश बाब, आता तुम्ही साखलीचे बट ऑल्सो कॉन्टॅक्ट असा इन पोंडा म्हणणं तुमचे म्हणणें कितें ऑन दीस?
दिस टायम कितें जालां BJPन दोनूय म्युनिसिपालिटीचे जे इलेक्शन आसा ते प्रेस्टीज इश्यू केला. पार्टी लेवल एक्चुअली म्युनिसिपालिटी इलेक्शन जायना पण ऑफिशियली दे कॅनॉट अलॉट सिंबल ऑफ BJP बट पार्टी लेवल तांच्यांनी केला. ताका लागून फोंडा आसा तो तेंचो मिनिस्टर रवी नायक तेणी लीड घेतल्या आनी हांगा CMन घेतल्या. CMाचो ती कॉन्स्टिट्युएन्सी आसा. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दॅट तेंचे लिडर लायक पार्टी प्रेसिडेंट सदानंद शेट तानावडे, अपार्ट फ्रॉम दॅट आमदार वेगवेगळे आनी इवन खासदार सुद्दां फिल्डिंग प्रचाराक देंवल्लेले. हो प्रेस्टीज इश्यू मेन आसा आतां कोणाचो रुलींग पार्टी CM आनी फोंडान रवी नायकाचो. रवी नायकान दोनूय आपले चले थंय फिल्डिंग कॅन्डिडेट म्हणून देंवयल्या. आनी BJP जे सांगता पळया, BJP सांगता की आमी फॅमिली राजकारणाक सपोर्ट करिना म्हणटा. कळ्ळें न्ही, फॅमिली राजकारणाक सपोर्ट करिना. तुमी पार्टी लेवलार ऑफ द रेकॉर्ड कॅन्डिडेट उबे केल्या. एक फॅमिलीन एकाच आमदाराच्या चल्याक 2 तिकेटां कशें दिल्या, एक जाले. हय हय. आनी हे म्हणटा न्ही एज फार एज सांखळी म्युनिसिपालिटी इज कन्सर्न हांगा तेंच्यांनी पार्टी लेवलार आनी हांगा धर्मेश सगलानीचो जो टुगेदर फॉर सांखळी ग्रूप आसा ताणें तांकां स्ट्रॉंग ऑपोजिशन रेज करून स्ट्रॉंग फायट दिले. आनी हांगा जे एकंदरीत वोटींग जातले ते म्हाका दिसता मोस्टली सायलंट वोट आसा पळय तेजेर डिसायड करतले आनी नेक टू नेक फायट जातली. व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट. इनस्पायट ऑफ CM इज रुलींग आनी डबल इंजीन सरकार आसा आनी तांच्यांनी सांगलां आमकां ट्रिपल इंजीन सरकार दियात म्हणून. पण 2 डबल इंजीन सरकारचो आजून पर्यंत इतकी वर्सां CM थंय रुलींग आसा, CM आसा, आमदार आसा त्या भागाचो, पण विकास कामाचे बाबतीत पळोवंक गेल्यार न्ही आजून पर्यंत तसो कांयच डिफरन्स दिसना. एक रवींद्र भवन प्रकल्प आसा पळय, हॉस्पिटल आसा, municipality new building जाल्या that is the achievement of the last Congress government आणि CMan इतके वर्षा रुलिंग करून it's a what is fact that I am putting before you. जे आता डोळ्यामुखार अशें दिसा सारको CMan अजून तरी एकय प्रकल्प हाडूंक ना आणि BJP स्पोक्सपर्सनान सांगलें की BJP इज गोईंग ऑन द डेव्हलपमेंटल वर्क्स पण म्हाका दिसना की एज अ जर्नलिस्ट आय एम स्पीकिंग BJP म्हणजे CMan आपले कारकिर्दीन एकच डोळ्यात भरा सारको विकास प्रकल्प म्हण एक एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेट करपी एक इंडस्ट्री त्या भागान इंडस्ट्रियल इस्टेट खंय आसा होंडा आसा पिसुर्ली आसा नियर टू द सांकली म्युनिसिपल काउन्सिल पण अजून जावंक ना.
Okay, Giraj, I'll let you answer Mohan Babs and these things, especially on development. These are a little disturbing, but more than that, see at एक point हांव हें घालूंक शकता. Normally कितें म्हणटा that मातशें voting मायज जायत जाल्यार it is bad for the ruling. Now आता ruling कोण? Ruling it is CM and BJP government, or ruling it is municipality. Sadly, now that is a small.
Ruling municipality सगळ्यांनी घट right now.
So whether it is bad or good, I don't know. तुम्ही सांग.
नाही, पहिली म्हणजे what Mohan Bab said, I think first I should congratulate him for saying two things. One, first for appearing, because Congress spokespersons have suddenly gone off the radar these days, and I see it across channels that Congress is missing. Secondly, he made a comment that politics should not be involved. I think if election is not about politics, then what is? And you can always say that it's about local issues, it's about candidate. Yes, it is. But I think it also happens that when you have a panel in the opposition, they spend or rather waste more time in trying to prove a point rather than working with the government. So what triple engine, when we say, we say that they will work in sync, because you see a lot of these municipalities, panchayats trying to oppose just for the sake of it when the government is not from the same party. Secondly, as I said, development is extremely important, and that is what facilitates when you have the same panel, and that is why so much of interest is there. And we always say that ultimately it's the leadership that matters, and that is the vision that we are taking to the people. Secondly, I don't think like he said ki Congress doesn't get involved. I think Congress takes people for granted, and that is something that is kind of Congress has been taking people for granted, and I think that is something that BJP doesn't do. As far as what Mahesh Bab said, see, a lot of projects have happened, but you also have to understand that projects since 2012, Dr. Sawant is leading, and if you see Mr. Parrikar's tenure also in Goa, a lot of projects were started when he was in opposition. Secondly, or Mr. Deshprabhu says about when you are in the ruling, the municipality is opposition. I think he is not aware about the latest trends. I mean, be it Mapsa or be it Panji. Now, it could be whatever may be the political situation, whether it has changed. But of late, if you see, I think most of the municipalities have been controlled by the same MLA or the same party, and that is pretty much the trend now. And again, I mean, as far as Sanquelim is concerned, I see a lot of development that has taken place. You see Dr. Sawant taking up projects. I mean, a lot of bypasses are coming. A lot of the distance is being reduced through various projects. So I think ultimately people of Sanquelim will see that having the chief minister and the municipality working together, there are far more possibilities. And Mr. Deshprabhu himself considered that it looks like in Ponda and Sanquelim, BJP will win, and I don't think there is a bigger indication when the Congress says that the BJP will win.
Why didn't hear you say that? He said that.
Upper hand astare because of the influence. But however,
fair enough, I didn't
however, counter की आता म्हणतात ruling आणि municipal council one and the same. One and the same केन्ना जाल्ले जेन्ना शिफ्टिंग पळय जाली न्ही. बाबूस वॉज नेवर काँग्रेस, आय वूड से वॉज नेवर BJP. जेन्ना तो BJPन जॉइन जाले तेन्ना रुलींग आनी हें जालें. तशेंच एट द सेम टायम फोंडा जेन्ना रवी ग्रुप BJPन गेलो तेन्ना ते दोगूय एक जाले. पण इट इज अ फॅक्ट दॅट की रवी जेन्ना मिनिस्टर आशिल्लो तेन्ना म्युनिसिपालिटी ताची नासताली, MGची आसताली. CCPचे तशेंच जालें. फोंडा म्हणजे आतां ते एकठांय जाले. कित्याक जालें? कित्याक आतां अनअपोज जो निवडून आयला साखळे Khan, Riaz, Hamid.
Yeah.
So he was a
He was earlier with the Saglani group.
Thorough congressman though.
And most of the candidates are from the Saglani group only. So Brahmanand Desai, Rashmi Desai, earlier with the
Who are in BJP.
BJP candidate, earlier with the Saglani. So
आता
this means that all are
आता तो
We want at one point we want everything to be local based. All these changes, then you immediately start Congress, BJP. So I think if it is local, see, let them take a stand. I believe that it has to be a party based politics. They are saying it has to be local, and then they have a problem if they change panels. So I think both the panelists, I request them to take a stand before they comment. Because see, it can't be argument of convenience. Ata even Mohan Bab Samtaba, as I said, the reason why I said that he may not be aware of, he will quickly blame it on the political things is because they are still hurting from what happened in 2019. 2022 and what happened subsequently in 2022. So all I am saying is politics is dynamic, it's never static. Whether somebody gets unopposed, lot of these situations keep changing. And again, I mean, even at the local level, if you observe, ultimately people will side with, where they see they can give development. And I think that is why, let them take a stand, because, Mahesh Bab conveniently goes into, locality of it, and then he says, ki, see, you can't do that. You can't be on, my problem is, when you make it about argument of convenience, that is where I have a problem.
No, what was happened? Assembly election असेच झाले की बीजेपीन काँग्रेसीच्या जे आयल्ल्या पळय तांकां तिकेट दिल्ले and they were defeated most of them. The same thing may happen here. That's what I think.
Okay,
Again, see, now that he is again coming to 2022, same argument was given in 2022, and people like him were very passionate on why BJP will possibly not win, and despite of that we won 20. Today we have a very comfortable majority, so same thing will happen.
Now you are
That's what exactly I am saying. But even then, see, you can say that 8 people joined, now we have comfort, but we won majority on our own. So, you have to give it to us, and against all odds. I mean, just like before the show started, me and Viraj were saying, I mean, possibly I was the only one in the studio who kept saying that, the arithmetic, the calculations. Now, you can't blame it on calculations.
Our surveys were more than
correct.
Than anybody.
So, that's exactly what I'm saying. But, if you look at some of the political analysts, I mean, even on your channel, I mean, they neither got the politics right nor the analysis.
Yeah, but before we get into this, discuss this, of course, we can discuss it later. Viraj, anything latest?
We have a quick update. As of 4 p.m., the voting percentage in Sanquelim has become 81%. Figures in Ponda are awaited. We will share it as and when it comes to us.
Yeah, one thing, Viraj, I want you to just think now what Giriraj was saying, and what Mohan was also saying. Is it true, like for example, people jump and they lose, and people think, but local level politics has never been so much. Everybody is normally with the side where it goes with it, to the side of the power party in power, right? Is this not the normal trend for the past maybe 15-20 years almost?
No, what Mohan Bab said is right. In certain places, the trend was it wasn't going with the MLA's panel, so the opposition was winning. But at the same time, you have to understand that few years back, they did not actively take that much interest in the local body elections.
The parties,
political parties. That thing has changed now. So even like how Giriraj said, BJP is very serious even about panchayat, even by election in a panchayat. And so have the opposition candidates as well. So if you look at Sanquelim, so Dharmesh Saglani, who was the Congress candidate, he is putting a lot of effort. So he is contesting, his wife is also contesting. So he is not taking it that lightly. So on both sides, I think there is much more awareness and also much more effort that is being put in local elections.
What about Ponda? Ketan is there. Very strong.
So even in Ponda, if you look at Ponda, Ravi Naik, the sitting MLA and minister, has fielded both his sons in the municipal election. So Roy Naik and Ritesh Naik, both of them are contesting. They had contested last time around as well. One of them had won, one of them had lost. So let's see what happens this time around. So he is there. Even Ketan Bhatikar, who was a losing candidate by 77 votes, has put up his panel. He is also very active. There are quite a few sitting councillors and their spouses who have been put up by Ketan. and even on the field there is a fierce battle going on in Ponda.
This Ponda thing will get back. But Sanquelim आता Mahesh Babu, 81% is a
सकाळी
lot.
कशें आसा सकाळी एका एका मताक लागून सारकी फिल्डिंग लायलेली आसा आनी वोटींग पर्संटेज इट वील टच नियर टू 90% अशें म्हाका दिसता. कित्याक सकाळी जे वोटींग जाला पळय ते सामकें पावरफूल जाल्ले. लोक मोठ्या प्रमाणान भायर सरिल्ले आनी आतां आफ्टर लंच न्ही परत रश जातले आनी इट मे क्रॉस 90%
कोणाक
ऑल्सो.
बरें जातलें कोण दिवं?
इट डिपेंड्स. थंय अशी फायट आसा नेक टू नेक जातली. नेक टू नेक सो व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट टू प्रेडिक्ट एंड अशें दिसता चित्र की सगळ्यांनी मे रिटेन मेजॉरिटी.
ऑलरेडी वन
सीट आसा. सपोज बीजेपी आतां स्पोक्स पर्सनान म्हटलें बीजेपी इज टेकिंग सिरियसली जाल्यार थंय तांकां बीजेपीन प्रवीण ब्लॅगन आसा पळय ताका अनअपोज दिलो. इट जस्ट लायक बिकॉज सगळ्यांनीच ग्रुप रियाज खान वॉज अर्लियर देर लिटल बीट इट लुक्स लायक सेटिंग. आय एम नॉट टेकिंग कोणाची बाजू घेयना बट लुक्स लायक सेटिंग. आय नो द इंटरनल पॉलिटिक्स ऑल्सो आय नो फ्रॉम सांकलीम एरिया.
But Riyaz is close to CM.
Yeah, Riyaz is close to CM and also close to me. Why he joined BJP? That also, but I can't disclose it here now. That also I know the exact factor. ओपोजिशनान थंय कितें केलां? ओपोजिशनान बीजेपीचेर आरोप केल्या की तुमी तांकां धमके दिल्या लोकांक आनीक कितें प्रेशरायज असले फॅक्टर. आनी हांच्यांनी कितें केलां सीएमान आनी तेंचे जे बाकीचे जे लिडर्स आसा तेंच्यांनी गिव अस द क्लीन मेजॉरिटी असं तेंच्यांनी लोकां कडेन उलो मारला. आमकां क्लीन मेजॉरिटी दिया. ट्रिपल इंजीन सरकार सत्ता हांगा हाडात. सरकार म्हणूंक शकना तुमी सत्ता म्हणूं येता कित्याक गव्हर्मेंट इज ऑलरेडी हियर. सत्ता ती दियात आमी विकास करून दाखयता. पण लोकांकय अशें आसा की जे मूळ आसा पळय अजून पर्यंत सीएमाक थंय साथ दिलेली ना असो एकंदरीत आता म्युनिसिपल एरिया न्ही आतां पर्यंत तुमी एक वोटिंगाची पर्संटेज काडशात न्ही सीएमाक अजून थंय तसो सपोर्ट मेळोंक ना. आनी आतां एक पार्टी लेवलार इलेक्शन जालां न्ही सपोज सीएम इज गेटींग मेजॉरिटी पीपल चेंजाक गेले अशें प्रेडिक्ट जातलें आनी सिद्धय जातलें सो दॅट ही कॅन वर्क फॉर द बेटरमेंट ऑफ द म्युनिसिपल एरिया. बट लेट अस सी इट इज अप टू द पीपल. आमी हांगा जरी उलयले कितें उलयले जाल्यार जे वोट मारतले बिकॉज दिस इज डेमोक्रेसी पीपल वील डिसायड बट वी कॅन प्रेडिक्ट इट. अशें दिसता नेक टू नेक फायट जातली.
See, but I think one thing we have seen traditionally whenever there has been large voting, it has always gone in our favor. And if 2012 was possibly one of the best examples. Sanquelim, I agree, that the urban area has been, was a bit of a concern, but I am pretty confident that, as far as this election is concerned, people also have realized that they will have, because if you see last 1 or 2 years there were a lot of efforts only to derail the development there, and Dr. Pramod Sawant, in all fairness to him, he has been pushing several projects, be it bus stand, be it new market, be it the roads. So all these things he has been pushing, and I think people will give him a chance. That let it be a triple engine sarkar and then let us assess. And that is why, if you ask me, I see this large turnout as a overwhelming support to the Honorable Chief Minister. And I think when the result comes, I think we can sit here again if required, and you will agree. See, because ultimately it is very easy to say that people have what has happened, but I think BJP is reaching constituencies where we have never reached. I mean, Navelim, for example, nobody, I kept saying that, the political situation is such that we have a chance in Navelim, and I was laughed off.
When Naveli, even we didn't think.
No, so that's exactly, so that is why I personally believe that, both the Ponda as well as Sanquelim, that is where I think, this time we will get more than comfortable majority is what.
Again, as far as Navelim Namentani, don't forget that Stoyekar is originally a congressman.
Okay.
And again, a division of votes.
Congress people talking about, originally congressman and other, I think they should also realize they did not have a leader of opposition. They had to finally get in they had to get in Michael, who was from BJP. I don't even know when Amit Patkar has joined Congress. I mean, if he knows, then I'll be happy, because no congressman has been able to tell me when Patkar has joined. Yuri Alemao had gone to I don't know how many parties. He was in Goa Forward also in between.
Yeah, but he was
Okay.
NCP.
So he has been in political party. So Congress taking a stand ki to tya party, so I think is the biggest laughable thing. Show me one leader. I can tell you Mr. Manohar Parrikar or Dr. Pramod Sawant, they have never been in any other political party. They should show us one current leader who has not. See, the party which was largely formed by breaking MGP.
That's what I
Today
was
they are
saying.
talking about to Congress. See, this is laughable. And this is where people are taking Congress lightly.
One point I want to make, if I was going to make that, I think next time when we come, anyway, we'll be discussing these results on 13th, when the Karnataka election, we'll discuss this municipality also on that day. I want to know one thing. Initially, what the trend of thought was started off by Giriraj when he said that MGP, Congress, even Pratap Singh Rane, original MGP man, MGP was the cradle of the Congress at that time. Is today the Congress the cradle for BJP? I don't know. That seems to be a little.
See, all this, I mean, whether even Ullas Tuekar for that matter was a 2-time ZP from
right.
BJP. So,
Yeah.
see, that's what I'm saying. So, let's not get into this origin. That's what I said, when he was talking about key municipalities have been traditionally with opposition. I knew that he will make this argument ki when Babush came into BJP, Punji Tumchi Dali. See, but ultimately we have to either look at reality or then we have to look at these simulations that happen. So I think let us talk as of today, and see, we have won a assembly election with overwhelming majority, and even then, see that hunger to serve people, hunger to go to people, reach out to them. See the amount of programs we've been doing, Booth Sashaktikarana Asat, membership drives, even President's speech, taking it to the people, talking about development. Our Union Home Minister, I mean, we are 1 year away from the Parliament elections. We are 1 year after our assembly election. So there is no immediate election, but still he comes here, addresses people, gears up, our karyakartas are charged up. So I believe that, we can't be a political party and then you can't say that, you are getting involved in politics. So I think we are taking every election seriously, and both these results also will show that.
I'll come back to you on this taking every election seriously because of one particular candidate. But tell me one thing. You have been working on, we have been following, you have been specifically following the figures very closely over some time. But what he says is right, no? I don't think the Congress has still come to terms the way the BJP fights elections. Last time we did Panchayat elections, like full day live, right from, I think Mahesh was there, I don't know. So, this type of, continuous electioneering, bringing professionalism into election, basically it's like almost like a corporate being run. This type of thing, I don't think figures show that the Congress has really come to terms with it. After you, I want Mahesh to speak on this from a journalist point of view, because for me it's like I'm like sorry to say, but I'm not actually, because you needed professionalism in politics, because earlier the many parties were being run like I don't know like what. But is this something which you have seen and figures show?
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at BJP's election management, it is excellent. I mean, there are no two ways about it. Even the opposition parties will agree. So they put in a lot of effort, and a lot of planning and strategizing also goes into it. At the same time, Congress is lagging by a very big margin. So they are not really there on
lagging by very big what?
Professionalism, even election management and the amount of effort that goes in. Like if you remember in the Panchayat elections, even the sitting MLAs were not that interested, or I would say they weren't putting that much effort in the election campaign or supporting the candidates and so on. Whereas that kind of thing doesn't happen with BJP. So they have their strategy in place, and planning and execution is done well. I mean, keeping aside the ideologies, if you just analyze the election management, then they are doing an excellent job.
What you feel like?
Glenn, I just wanted to, and it's not only about elections. I'll give you a very classic example. Let's take South
was gonna
Goa.
ask him that to
You know,
leave.
let's take South Goa example. You know, you see Mr. Naren Savekar as a member of parliament. So many activities, you know, reaching out to, people, constituents. Francis Sardina.
He's the sitting member.
He is the sitting member, but has anybody seen him? I mean, I think the only time he was in news was when, specially abled person was insulted for coming 10 minutes late. And this is the condition of public representatives belonging to the Congress. And I think that is also one of the reasons why people are increasingly voting for the BJP, and also a lot of the leaders are moving to the BJP. Because at least, because there is no, as a party, you tell me what they are doing. Does anybody remember who was the candidate of Congress in North Goa, and has he even showed his face after he lost? Whereas Mr. Savekar, even today, even after he lost, he has always been there, at various forums. So, see, that I am not saying it's professionalism, but I think that is your bounden duty to the people that,
No, I
get
call
you
it
elected.
professionalism because I take it from
Yeah, so,
corporate,
but I agree. I mean, it's a very corporate structure. Where
You need today to succeed in anything.
Like lot of branding comes from Delhi, then you localize the campaigns. But I still believe that, if your duty to the people to be available to them, and if you see most of the Congress this, and I think Francis Sardin is a classic example where he has been missing in action for last 4.5 years.
No, I will give you a classic example.
Particular reason, but at the same time, I would like to correct him. कि इदवार फालेरो इतलो एक्टिव एमपी कोण
Eduard for that Congress is
Yeah.
Mohan Bab, wait one second.
Next, I think we will invoke Shantaram Naik.
No, Shantaram Naik, they
Shantaram
were
was belonging
different
to North
people.
Goa.
Yeah, that was a
North
different.
Goa.
Yeah,
North-
my
North
Mohan
Goa.
Bab, I was good.
But-
You brought up this point. Normally I would not have brought it up, but
इदवारदा सारको इतलो एक्टिव कोण आशिल्लो काय म्हणून एमपी
agreed. I agree. Even Shantaram Naik, very good leader, very active. But my Mohan Deshprabhu, Jitendra Deshprabhu, very active people. Where are the Congress today? Past 10 years.
एक्झॅक्टली not इतले
That's not exactly the point. Is that
उमेदू आणि
Umid is not possible. How Umid? अरे पदयात्रा करताना from where?
तेंका सांगले न्ही तांचो प्रेसिडेंट पार्टी केन्ना जॉइन जालो हे 90% काँग्रेसमॅनांक खबर ना. ही जॉइन्स ही आनी कशें आसा एटलीस्ट इफ समबडी इज अ इलेक्टेड रिप्रेझेंटेटिव्ह देर इज दिस to where did he come from, where
But
did
he
he get a
almost
ticket
beat
from?
your.
And he became,
He almost beat your.
see, there is
what a PWD minister
in
today.
politics there is nothing called as almost. I think jo jita wahi Sikandar. You learn from your mistakes, you move on.
I don't know.
It could have gone either way. So that is what I'm saying. There is nothing called as almost in politics.
Okay, Giriraj, sorry to interrupt. Mohan, I'll come back to you, but before that, I would like to start off Samant Bab. Samant Bab, this election, this basically it's going to continue, I think, on the 13th also. But this basically it has become like management. I don't know. Now Saglani has done a good job, I'm sure, in thing. But there were no Congress leaders. Nobody was there here. Chief Minister and so many people were, literally campaigning for the thing.
Even party president
So the
Sadananda
party
Nade.
What the Congress ची कोण असेल?
No.
What does
no
it,
leader.
what does it symbolize?
I don't know. That's what I want to know.
Lack
Yeah.
of, lack of seriousness and lack of sincerity to the cause. You are in politics. Are you not supposed to do? Is this not your job? Are you not supposed to be available to the people 24/7? Professionalism कडे वेगळं that's a different aspect totally. It requires a different approach. It requires a scientific way of dealing things. त्याच्याकडे आम्ही मागे होते. But assuming you are unprofessional, does it mean can you afford to be irresponsible म्हणणार का? Irresponsive. You are not available there. You are not seen. यांचे MPs, यांचे MLAs, यांचे काम करपाचे इवन पार्टी ऑफिस बेरर्स एक्सेप्ट इन टीव्ही डिबेट्स ते थंय सुद्धा पावनात. इनफॅक्ट चेअर्स आर केप्ट ओपन फॉर देम. येतलो म्हणून दिस इज I have seen chair is kept for we are told that so and so from particular party is coming and that chair is kept vacant, and this has repeatedly happened, and not just on this channel, every other channels also. So this is the kind of work they are doing. See, in a democracy we require opposition. When you have absolute, I am not talking about any particular party. You see in Delhi somebody has got 67 seats, then 61 seats, and see what kind of governance he has given. So it is required, we require a good blend of opposition who raises issues, who at least points out to the mistakes of the government, whichever it is. I am talking from the democratic point of view.
Absolutely.
Good opposition
Totally,
is
totally
required.
agree with you.
And it does. I am right in a country like India, the manner in which it is going, having an absolute Rajiv Gandhi kind of
It's very
mandate
bad.
doesn't do any good.
I'm sorry, Giriraj,
because
but I also don't agree with it. It's very bad.
Rajiv Gandhi kind of, you see what happens to from 450 because of his sheer the power that went to their head, they came to 150 or something, or 150, and repeatedly these things have happened. You see what is going to happen to AAP in the next general election. The power seems to have gone, and I'm repeatedly saying this about other parties also. Whoever has got absolute majorities, where they become unchallengeable, and somebody has
I'll give you a chance to respond.
I just want to quickly,
correct party.
no, just one very quick point. I want to quote one noted advocate from Goa, Advocate Siddharth Samant, who had once said in a televised debate, the onus of reviving the Congress and
No, I'm not saying
opposition
that.
is not on the BJP.
I'm not-
I fully agree with him.
I'm not-
It was only saying that. So
fully agree.
I fully agree.
But how do you
Opposition
know
is
that the
required.
Congress
As far
is
as-
going to be the next
No,
opposition?
whoever,
Could be
Congress,
TMC,
AAP,
could be AAP,
it is
could
not
be
our
RP.
job to strengthen them.
I'm so much thankful to you. See, I am not here saying that BJP should do something so that the Congress is revived. I am saying Congress should introspect and do their work. This was not an advisory to BJP. I'm too small person to give any advisory, but this is something for Congress. They have to organize, be available, be responsible. In fact, if you rewind also and see, my criticism is not towards BJP, it is towards Congress. They are failing in their duty.
But also one point, I also totally agree with you on this one point. One point is, see, you need government, right? But you also need opposition. Government without opposition, Mohan Bab,
Yeah.
we have not seen in so many years that we have been following politics, been in politics.
Yeah.
A new trend, no?
ऑपोजिशन ऑपोजिशन ना नाही आता सगळेच
तुम्ही काँग्रेस असा नो
इथले ते ना ते काँग्रेस आसा but our house is under repair, so they have shifted to the neighboring house.
the Congress spokesman.
Neighboring house, and once it is renovated, it will come back
Music to the ears.
Have they set any timelines for the house repair?
Repair,
टाइम असं म्हणत 2024 लागी पावले आणि शिमला कितें ते जालें 34 पैकी 24 आयले.
पण मोहन बाब म्हणतात तसे राहुल गांधीन आता भारत जोडो काडले, कितें आउटकम कितें आयलो ते सांगात न्ही.
आउटकम म्हणजे कितें
I hope Karnataka, we will discuss
Yeah.
this result. We will be there on 13 to discuss this, and also municipality. So hopefully, because
पण
we need,
म्युनिसिपालिटी कशी आसता, म्युनिसिपालिटी काँग्रेसीन पार्टी लेवलार व्हरोंक ना.
even
हय.
पंचायतीक काय करून
हय,
दिलें ना.
फक्त बीजेपीन कशें केला, बीजेपीन पार्टीचे
But
हे
is that-
दाखोवन कॅन्डिडेट
See,
फील्ड
Mahesh
केला.
Bab, is it good or is it bad? According as a journalist I'm asking, because आम्ही आता कितलेच
ऍक्च्युली जे पार्टी लेवल केला न्ही, फॉरगेट अबाउट सिंपल अलॉट करूंक मेळना, दॅट इज डिफरंट. पण पार्टी लेवल केला ते गुड, कित्याक विकास कामां फुडें व्हरतले न्ही जाल्यार पार्टी लेवलाचे कॅन्डिडेट हाडून विकास करपाक तांकां बरें वतले. इट्स अ गुड आयडिया.
Theoretically is concerned, as far as policy is concerned, it is not good to have party level politics at a very.
See, but it was always there.
See,
It
that
might have
is
been there officially.
see.
No? I don't know.
What happens?
Just
See,
saying.
if you structurize it in that fashion, then what happens is your party will try to go, and the very concept of the governance, that local self-governance, will start vanishing. That will take a back seat. It is not good. See, anything has got good things. See, flat घेवपाचो घर बांदपाचे, both has its own charm. But the pleasure of having a house, you will never have it in the flat. So the purpose is this. The reason why this house was constructed, was thought to be constructed. Flat also has got equally good opportunities. It has its own charm. You can't demolish the very structure of the reason why, the foundations of this local self-governance. It is better that those people come together. That's why why Gram Sabha? Is there anything similar, parallel of Gram Sabha at assembly level or a parliament level? No. Because that's a unique thing. The people, all members of the Gram Sabha have to come and approve something, which is your policy decision. See, the implementation and other things, if you do not want a particular, Gram Sabha can reject it. Is there equivalents of it in assembly or in parliament? No. So this, the very amendment of it and the manner in which it was passed, and in fact, if you see the debates also during parliament when this was passed, they always intended that it would not be on party lines. So philosophically, if you ask me, the party going there is not such a good thing.
Viraj, you got pushed back. You have wanted to talk sometimes.
Sorry.
So I'll just add to what he said. So I also fully agree with him. So giving you a simple example, imagine one person who is like worked very hard in a ward, but he is not affiliated to any political party, and there are two other candidates who are from, say, the Congress and the BJP. So since political party is throwing its weight around those two candidates, it becomes very difficult for the independent guy to win. I mean, those who are affiliated to the party are highly likely to vote for their candidate. So that is one disadvantage, that is major disadvantage that is there, because these local self bodies are supposed to give opportunities to like newcomers and then get people involved in the local decision making and so on.
Correct. But the merit is there on both sides. But तुमचे म्हणणं किती आहे आता?
एकंदरीत आता कसे असतात ते ऑफिशियली आणि लिगली असे पार्टी लेवल ना, जस्ट सपोर्टेड बाय द पार्टी इट इज एक बरं हे असं, पण काम करपाक बरें पडटलें न्ही. बीजेपीन आता जे आपले पार्टी सपोर्टेड कॅन्डिडेट आसात, डायरेक्टली तांकां कितें प्रपोजल प्रोजेक्ट कितें आसा तेंचे ते विजन आसा ते फॉरवर्ड व्हरपाक बरें पडटलें. एकंदरीत पार्टी लेवल ते सपोर्टेड कॅन्डिडेट आसात ते विन जाले, सपोज तेंची मेजॉरिटी आयले, इट्स बेटर गुड फॉर देम टू वर्क in that area.
But I don't know. This is something that first I want to put to Giriraj, and then I will bring Viraj onto this, just to give us a sort of a perspective. Sawanbab, you can also. Normally, election municipality, ZP, municipality,
not on party level.
They don't come at party level. Ultimately, they will all go to CM's residence.
Even in Ponda कशें आसा, Ponda आता केतन भाटिकस पॅनल आसा पळय, रायझिंग Ponda पॅनल.
Yeah, I want to bring you up on that.
Dhawlikar is in government. Yes. So ultimately, after कितले जागा.
But Dhawlikar and Ketan Patikar, what is the फरक?
MJ no, MJ. Suppose ताजे.
I know what is the फरक.
एक ताजे एक भाटिकरचे पॅनलचे आयले तर ultimately they will join BJP no. Ultimately they will join BJP. म्हणजे हांगा कशें आसा, फोंडा बीजेपीचोच रुलींग जातलो, फोंडा तांच्याच ताब्यान वयतले. अल्टिमेटली केटर भाटिकर विथ ढवळीकर्स advice he will join.
Dotor, my point on this, my point thing, see now, for example, आता पंचायत election झाले, whoever has fought and whoever the ticket we get, whoever has fought and which party has fought, ultimately everybody was in Atin. Municipality, ZP,
that's because I will tell you what is see, I will tell
so
you. So
may as well do it party, no less headache for the party leaders also, because 4 guys of the same party come.
No.
I want to stand.
No, see.
I don't know. This is just a thought.
No, why this happens? First, why this happens, and what will be the consequences if you do it on party? Reason why this happens is, see, money makes a mayor go. Ultimately, if your panchayat or municipality does not generate any revenue, then for development work you are depending upon the state, because ultimately they will approve your project. Sanctioning is in their hand, financial this is in their hand. So you can't afford to be in the bad books of the government ruling, whichever it is. It might, your ideology could be different, but then unless finances are sanctioned from there, now solution over it is, you have to reserve a particular sum of money which would be payable directly to them for the purpose of development. जसे तुम्ही MP funds allotted असा, हाका allotted असा, तसे पंचायतीक तुम्ही allot करचे पडटले. Panchayat, so that's
Asa,
the,
no, there are,
there are very few.
That
Those
is
are
now been
salaries.
announced
See,
also.
they're in a different nature. If you want, I will
No, lot of
planned,
funds are
non-planned. See, salaries to Panch and Sarpanch are not funds allotted to the Panchayat. There has to
even
be
development
no
funds.
budget. See, you make it compulsory, chargeable on consolidated funds of India. You make, see, there are 7 lakh. If you want, I will give you the.
No, not on this debate.
See, roughly, I will tell you, there are 7 lakh villages. Even if you give 1 crore to each village or each panchayat,
7 lakh crores hota.
7 lakh crore, that kind, I mean, twice more concessions you are giving to the corporates for tax for tax this.
Good point.
Twice more.
Double.
But if you allow, if you just give 50% of to the this and follow a strict audit, I am telling you, these people will work wonders. They will show you results within 3 or 4 years time.
Sorry,
See,
I mean,
what
I may sound
happened-
a little revolutionary, but one of who is that Kingfisher wala's houses should be sold and then money should
No,
give
that
it.
is- see why I'm saying. See, instead of having mega projects and seeing it to it implemented by several this,
You need both. I feel you need both.
those
Both
people
levels.
at local level, they know exactly what is the problem there, what needs, whether a well needs to be installed or some widow needs to be given some sewing machine or some other projects or some repairs are to be done to Bandara. They know it better because they stay there.
I think you need both. Okay, Giriraj, before
Big
we
project.
bring you into this and everything, we will go in for a short tea break because I'm also feeling a little. Yeah, we will continue this coverage after the break. Keep watching GOA365.